For more great retail real estate content, like, share, and subscribe.
An exclusive use clause often goes hand in hand with a radius restriction, except that this clause benefits the tenant. The landlord is specifically prohibited from leasing space to another business that competes with your primary use. These really come to play in big retail projects with lots of retail tenants. Of course, in an urban location, a landlord can only control the retail in their own building. Of course, as the tenant, you will often want this exclusive to be as broad as possible. So let's say you're Chipotle. You may want to keep out all other Mexican restaurants, regardless of whether they're full service or not. You may even want to prohibit all other restaurants at the project from selling Mexican food of any kind. Landlords will want to keep the exclusive as narrowly defined as possible. In the Chipotle example, they may want to limit the exclusive to prohibit fast casual restaurants serving Mexican food only, or designate a certain percentage of sales or menu items that constitutes a primary use. So they might say a restaurant has to have 60% or more of their menu be Mexican to be in violation of their exclusive. So Chili's would be okay, even though they have fajitas and quesadillas and nachos, because they have a lot of other stuff too. When tenants agree to the sales percentage method, it's not uncommon to push that threshold down to 20% of sales. In that case, Chili's probably wouldn't be okay, but an American restaurant with only one Mexican dish on the menu would. Landlords' main argument against the exclusive use clause is that they know what's best for their project and their overall merchandising plan, that they want to drive as much traffic to the center as possible so that all of their tenants are successful, and that when these exclusive use clauses get too specific and restrictive, it can make it really difficult for them to lease their project. So to step into the landlord's shoes, if you've got 40 spaces to lease and exclusives from 15 tenants, it gets hard to work around all of those exclusives. And many tenants appreciate the vibrant atmosphere a landlord is trying to create. They do want all the spaces around them leased to great tenants who drive traffic to the project. At the same time, if you're Starbucks and you went into a project without an exclusive, when you were the coolest coffee shop in town, you're not going to be thrilled when the landlord puts a La Colombe across the street because they're the new coolest coffee shop in town. That would compete with you directly for that one cup of morning coffee. Also, a reminder to double check how the project is defined in your LOI. If the project is defined as just one portion of a much larger shopping center, your exclusive will apply only to that portion unless you negotiate otherwise. Remedies for what happens if one party violates an exclusive are usually left to the lease. Again, the goal of the LOI is to spell out each party's obligations. We don't want to start turning it into a mini lease.